All right, Mike. Maybe we'll see you next week.
Yeah, see if I get a text.
Yeah. That assumes somebody learns how to use the texting computer thingy, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. Oh shit, my hamburger. Almost walked out without it. God damn, that would have pissed me off. Especially tomorrow when I be jonesing for it. Aha. No. I guess Mikey eats that. I'd have eaten it, but he dropped it in the parking lot. I wasn't going to eat that off the floor. Okay, Mike. Till next week. What the hell is that noise? Oh, that's the dryer.
I'm gonna say, I gotta hear it.
It's not too bad out now, but no. Soon. Tomorrow is going to be fucking high of 33, I think. Or 35 or whatever. I think it's already almost there now. Tomorrow I'll be inside all fucking day probably. Recovering.
Not too bad of a movie.
No. Would have been nice if they got away with it. Well, two of them got away with the gold anyway.
Some of it, yeah.
The one Russian who wasn't a total asshole and a kid, you know?
Everybody was assholes in that fucking movie.
Yeah, they were at least the assholes, so they got something. What remains to be seen is how they get out of the country with that gold. Good luck getting past the Russian customs, or the Turkish customs for that matter, with bricks of gold in your luggage, yeah. Never mind the fact you have no papers. Passport? I kind of left it on a submarine that sank in the Black Sea, and
if they even took it, well, they really wouldn't have needed a passport because they're coming right back.
well, they worse. They started off in Ukraine, so they would have needed a passport to get there anyway. Don't just buy an operational submarine. Not for pocket change. That's something. The scrap alone would be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, again, that was
which is all that boat was.
Buy off the shipyard owner, whatever.
Yeah, well, the shipyard owner is not going to give away hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of scrap. Not for nothing. You're going to have to pay something for that. Well, that's pretty much all that boat was. Solid rust.
That clock you have off the Russian sub now, would that have been on that sub?
Yes. Or a version of it, anyway. But that's your generic Soviet submarine, Soviet clock. But you'll find them on ships too. But they were designed for submarines. They have a certain shock resistance, and they're waterproof to a certain depth too.
Did you buy one at the flea market last time?
Yes, and I owned one already for many years.
Right, you had one from back in the 80s.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Or early 90s?
Yeah. And both of them are actual, authentic Soviet clocks too.
The one you just bought at the flea market just now, did it work or it didn't work?
Oh yeah, it works fine.
How much did you pay for it? I can't remember.
$60, I think it was, something like that. Wasn't much.
The one you got in the early 90s, what'd you pay for that?
Probably about $35, $40. Adjusted for inflation, it's pretty much the same price. The only difference is that after a while they ran out of original Soviet clocks. So the factory started making them again under the Russian Federation. You know, and the markings are a little bit different.
So the two that you have are
Authentic USSR manufactured 1960s and 70s Soviet submarine clocks. The ones that were imported, you know, back when the Soviet Union first fell apart and they were selling everything.
I remember. Everything was coming over.
Oh yeah.
Uniforms, medals.
Yeah, now it's all reproduced. The stuff I bought back then, I knew it was authentic because nobody was reproducing this shit. It was too cheap. Who cared, you know? $25 for this, $10 for that. Now you want to order the Red Star, and everybody seems to want one. You're going to have to get a reproduction because, well, Russia stopped allowing them to leave the country. You can still import one from Ukraine if you can find one, and chances are it's going to be a fake, or Belarus or something like that, a former Soviet republic, but you cannot import it from the Russian Federation. Not legally anyway. And I'm sure the Russian mob will get you all you want if you have connections there, but because it's considered, you know, a cultural treasure, you're not allowed to move that. And not anymore. They changed the law some years back. But in 1992, 93, 94,
All the stuff was coming over. Yeah.
I bought an entire shadow box full of that shit. I got 4 orders of the fucking Red Star. Originals, serial number and everything. I have an October Revolution medal, you know, Order of Glory Labor, and this, that, and the other thing. All original stuff. Some of it's big money now, too. Especially the October Revolution medal.
You got your civilian medals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have some of those, too. There used to be a guy at Stormville in 93. And that's all he had was tons of that shit. Tons of it. I'm like, oh my God.
I almost wish I'd bought those and got every one of them.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, one of each.
Yeah. I was just collecting some of the more gaudy ones, you know? It's just for the novelty of it, you know? Wow, I'm actually collecting pieces of the Soviet bear. This is cool. Never thought this would happen. Now you go on eBay, there's thousands of them there, and they're all repops.
Yeah, you go buy and you don't know what you're buying.
Yeah. Bayonets, repopped uniforms, and all kinds of other shit now. There's a huge demand out there for a World War II memorabilia. And it doesn't have to be authentic. But when I was collecting that shit, none of that stuff was repopped yet. So I know my stuff's real, you know, all my bayonets and everything else. I mean, they're reproducing Japanese Arasaka bayonets. I mean, come on. The Arasaka bayonet? That used to be the cheapest, most common World War II, you know, weapon bring back there was. Every soldier brought one home. Mauser bayonets, of course, they're being reproduced. U.S. M1 Garand bayonets.
You can tell the repops on the bayonets, right?
You know what? It can be very hard to do, especially when someone's deliberately gone out of their way to make it look like the real thing. Some of them are easy, yeah, but some of them not. You have to be very careful.
You don't have no repops, do you?
No, I don't. Never bought one. And when, like I said, when I was collecting, they weren't making that shit yet. It was long before that. And I was out there buying M1 Garand bayonets for $50 or $25, whatever. They were real. You know?
What's a bayonet worth now?
Oh my God, hundreds of dollars. The real ones, yeah, a lot of money.
How many M1 bayonets you got?
The actual 10-inch M1 bayonet, I have exactly 2. Of the M1905 long bayonets, which were also issued on the Garand, I believe I have 6 of those. Some of them are originals from the early, before the First World War. Those are worth big money. 1910 Springfield, 1909 Rock Island Arsenal. so on and so forth.
When did they close the Rock Island Arsenal?
Oh, I believe just after the First World War. Actually, they closed it in 1913. They reopened it in 1917 because they needed weapons very, very badly and fast. And the equipment was there, so they reopened it.
Oh, so it was all just like in storage?
Yeah, mothballed. Or either it was mothballed or they were doing something else, not related to firearms, whatever it was. But they were able to, resume producing the 1903 Springfield, so they did so. But after World War II, they're done.
And then it really closed.
Yeah.
And the one in the South, that burnt down before the Civil War?
Harper's Ferry?
Yeah.
The South burned it. Southern troops burned it and took all the machines. They brought the machines to Richmond where they set them up to produce muskets there. The CS Richmond musket was produced on Harper's Ferry machinery.
Do they know where the building was?
Oh yeah, it's a National Historic Site. They know exactly where it is. That was where John Brown's raid was and shit. Yeah, they know where it was. No, absolutely. Harper's Ferry, Virginia. And the government doesn't lose sight of where a national arsenal was. It was still federal property. I believe it still is.
How far from Richmond was it? I wonder.
Well, it's still in the state of Virginia, not that far. I never looked at the map to measure it, but it could be more than 150 miles at most.
Have to see how far off of 95 it is, maybe, because I passed through Richmond. I go right through it. Maybe I have to see how far off the beaten path is. Maybe I'll take a little picture of it. Oh yes, did I tell you about the lady with the plastic bubble in her eye?
Yep.
So I may be going down to go pick her up. We'll see. Boy, if I'd known about this, I wouldn't have got a train ticket. I would just have you take me down. I said, well, you got me now. So,
well, train is a comfortable ride too. If you're a sleeper, expensive though.
This one's real flexible. I said, your friend there, she likes to leave 8, 9 o'clock Sunday morning before Thanksgiving. Travel for 8, 9 hours, check in the Rocky Mount, and then hotel, and then she's out of there 7, 8 the next morning, and she catches all the traffic, all the Jacksonville traffic at 3 o'clock, all the Virginia traffic down to DC, and we get stuck for 2.5 hours. She goes, well, what about some of your other rides? I go, well, then I got complete opposites. One I took straight through, and she said, I said, I'm not looking to break a land record, but I said, hey, he says, well, if you feel like stopping, we'll stop. If not, we'll split the driving. And I said, then another one likes to leave Sunday night or on a Monday night. I said, perfect. So I said, everybody's different. Everybody wants to do it differently. It's however you want to do it. So, I said, if I'm alone and I get tired, oh God, yeah, I'll pull over. Either pull over, take a nap, or I walk around, or I just check into a hotel. And I'm gonna be bringing back a car from California. I think in in the end of June, early July.
What kind of car is that?
A Jeep.
Same one you drove out there?
Yep.
Why the hell do they want it back?
Who knows?
Sell it out there. It'd be a better option.
Nah, she wants her Jeep back. was not really a divorce, it was a separation. Now they're getting back together.
No. Well, that rarely lasts, so...
Well, you know, I got nothing to do with that. You want to hand me over some money to go get your Jeep.
Get it while you can.
You know,
this way you'll get paid to take it back out there again when they split up.
Well, you know... Oh, somebody paid me $20 for directions, and I refused the money. I was down in White Plains Friday, and I'm trying to pull out of the parking lot, and the guy kind of started backing his car up, and he kind of like, not blocked me, but he rolled his window down, and I'm like, you know, how do you get to Scarsdale? I'm like, Garth Road, and I'm like, you're, don't know. Thank God I had my GPS on me, and I says, well, and I said, I take it you're not from the area. He said, nope, we're from New Hampshire. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I said, I know you ain't too far, only a couple, 3 miles. You're right there. So I says, do you have a street address? And he had this printout that said, turn left, 1 mile, go right. You know, and I'm like, I need an address. Then he looked it up in a thing. 2 Garth Road, Scarsdale, New York. Boom, type the thing in. 3.7 miles. I tell you what we're going to do. Just follow me. It's right down the road. And then he answered, I said, no, I don't want that. He said, go ahead, take it. I'm like, oh, okay. And so I got 20 bucks.
You did have to drive out of your way, you know.
3 miles, you know, old couple, you know, I'm not going to charge him nothing. That was nice, though, you know, and then let him right to it. So it's everything can go on there for 10 days?
What?
The tools?
7-day auction. And then it'll go to a buy it now for good till canceled.
Nobody here? Dumbass. Unbelievable.
I don't expect those are going to be rapid sellers, but you never know.
Well, everything seems to be selling except for the torque wrench. How long's it up for now?
2 to 3 weeks.
But you can take it off any time though, right?
Sure.
I'm going to call somebody, and there's an outside chance he might want it. Somebody I know in Jersey, I'll make a phone call, only because I have to go down there. So, outside chance. Since it's not doing too well.
Well, that's the thing with eBay. You have to be patient. I've had things sit on there for a whole fucking year and then suddenly sell. Once it's listed, all I have to do is either relist it once a month, which is just pressing a button, or just put a good till canceled on it and it'll just keep relisting itself until it sells.
Unless you just like, what if you pull it off altogether?
Well, then it's not selling anymore, you know? Then I've thrown it out or whatever. I never do that though. Once I put something on there, I just leave it there. I don't care what it is. And sooner or later, even the stupidest shit eventually sells.
Yeah, I'm 50-50 with pulling it off, taking it down to Jersey, now I don't want it, then you got to relist it again. So that's why I'm like, you know.
Most things do not sell right away. Very few things actually do. You've been lucky. Most things don't. Average is 2 or 3 weeks a month. You know, sometimes 2 months. But I have all kinds of little things. Like I put a bunch of those UPS buttons Mike gave me on there. Every now and then one sells. They just sit there and then boom, one sells.
Well, there's somebody's, you know, collecting UPS stuff.
Yeah, somebody needs that particular one. You gotta wait until the one who needs it comes along and sees it.
You never know what somebody's looking for.
Yeah.
Looking for the most insignificant thing.
Yeah. Remember, I had a set of hinges on there. Just little cabinet hinges, whatever they were. I'm talking like a $6 item, you know. It's been on there for 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
Not on mine, on the old man's.
Oh.
And I've had things sit that long too. And all of a sudden, one day, there it was. Item sold. I'm like, God damn, look at that. It doesn't cost me nothing to leave it there, you know.
Jane looks for something once a week. I don't know if she'll ever find it.
What is it?
It's an oil and vinegar cruet. Maybe I'll bring it down to the yard and I'll show it to you.
Oil and vinegar cruet? What the hell is that?
You know, for oil and vinegar for salad.
Like I just got served at the diners tonight?
Pretty much, I'll show it to you.
You know, I actually have one.
Not this one, you don't. She needs the matching one.
Is this a restaurant one that's got 3 or 4 different bottles?
Nope.
Oh.
This is from the 1920s.
I have a few that I found at Kisco that were obviously from some kind of a restaurant. Missing a few bottles here and there, but most of them are intact.
If, and only if, I happen to be one of these gigantic, you go in an antique shop where they got shitloads of this glass in there, and I'll peek, and I don't go out of my way for, I mean, if I happen to, like, oh, I was somewhere. Well, probably on one of my road trips for the summer, and I started getting a little tired. So I'm going, okay, and then I see this gigantic flea market where, you know, it's like a warehouse and you walk around there. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm going to go walk around this for 2 hours, you know, and stretch my legs. So I did. And that's when I'll look for it. But I won't, like, you know, oh, there's another antique shop. Let's go in here. Oh, yeah. No, it don't happen. No. So I look every month or so, and I don't see anything close to it.
Well, stuff like that can be expensive.
Well, I had a picture of the one, and the guy said it's not particularly expensive. It's just hard to match.
Yeah.
And we don't know what the top looks like because they lost. They lost the top, so I have to find that exact. Like you say, if I finally find the pair, then I'll know exactly what the tops look like.
Yeah.
So I said, is it a crystal ball top? Is it just a, you know? So I don't. So she doesn't. Then knowing her, you know, her memory. So and then I couldn't describe it unless I had a picture.
Yeah. Antique shop might have it, something like that.
Well, again, this is we looked around. It's hobnail with the bubbles on it.
Problem with that is stuff like that is getting popular, which means getting expensive. Big antiques are losing popularity and value. That's like furniture, heavy old furniture, shit like that. What they call brown furniture, old shit.
You gotta make a full stop, bastard.
But smaller antiques that are easy to display and can be put in closets, things like that, those are keeping their value or increasing.
I'll bring it down. Next time through, I'll show it to you.
I really know next to nothing about glassware, but I'll take a look at it. I never know.
Yeah, the name is eluding me who made it. It's a famous maker in Ohio.
No idea.
Yeah, I heard the name.
I never collected glassware, so
I don't know
anything about it.
But I said every once in a while I look, and there's always like 2 or 3 pages. Type in vintage oil and vinegar cruet, and it comes right now. If you type in oil and vinegar cruet glass, then it comes up 50,000 pages.
Yeah.
But it's all new shit. So I tried it one day. Just click, and I realized it's all new shit. So you type in vintage
or antique,
right, and then it comes up maybe less than 10 or 12 pages. So that's about once a month we do that. Not even found anything even close.
You do have a search going on eBay, right? Automatic search?
No.
You can do that. If you know the name of the manufacturer, You can
It's
put
on
in
the tip of my tongue.
this way. If somebody lists it by name, eBay will notify you that there's been a new listing come up, you know, and where it is, and give you a link to it. But of course, you got to know the name of it and all of that.
If I heard it, I would know. It's a popular name. You know, again, even if I bust my butt for another 6 months or a year to get this thing, what's the payoff going to be? You know, well, Jane, I found it. Now what?
Yep. Because I always have 2 or 3 searches going on eBay for various things, and they let me know if something pops up, specific types of phonographs maybe, or book or something I'm looking for, you know, stuff like that.
Coming along on the Tappan Zee Bridge. Big change since you and me went over.
Well, I would hope they.
It's like every time you go over, it's like, wow, look at that. It's like it's come together.
Yeah.
When's the projected finish date?
No idea.
I can't remember.
Not a clue.
It's on the Low HUD news. It's coming along. They're picking away at it.
Yes.
This October, we'll go over it again. You can compare it to the old footage,
Yeah.
you know, and see how low this was a year ago. Forgotten.
What?
Sandwich.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it'll go to good use.
Yes, it will.
I think Mike already ate it anyway.
Yeah. That thing will be devoured before noon. Place your bets.
He's not eating it right now.
Yeah, he was too tired.
Actually, I think he already ate it, Scott.
Well, there's 2 sandwiches.
Oh.
Plus he had pizza. There's no way he ain't getting like me. You know, there's no way he had 2 sandwiches.
He ate at least one of them. I don't think he ate 2 now.
No, just the one. Well, so that'll be a 12:30 lunch.
Yeah.
12 o'clock noon lunch. That's right. the high for the week 30 something, low 20.
Well, I guess so. Now it's going to be 20s Monday and Tuesday, so they say.
Yeah.
30s tomorrow, I think. As long as there's no snow in the fucking forecast, I really don't care about the
Well, we got
cold.
the little dusting or whatever.
Yeah, that I didn't have to plow. I didn't care about that.
Yeah, what was that? That was all of, that was the dusting, right?
Yeah. It wasn't that
It's enough to put salt on the road.
Yeah, well, we had it on the road already, but it's not the first dusting we've had this year. As long as it stays like that, fine.
What are they saying the winter's going to be? Is it going to be light?
Well, this is the winter. We're in the winter right now.
Well, I'm saying, what are they saying? They like, we're going to get clobbered?
I don't know. I really don't know. So far, we've been pretty lucky. Hopefully, it continues on that trend. I mean, we are already more than halfway through the month of January. So at most, we have 2 months of winter to go. All of February, half of March, and the remainder of January, and that's really it. So if we can get through that without any disasters, we'll be all right. And that'll be a fucking miracle. Surprisingly light traffic. It's only 212. See our new gate?
Oh.
Right there.
Uh-huh. So that's the start of the whole...
Well, that's
Is
the
that
first of 3 new gates. The man is building the one for here right now.
How long did it take to complete all this?
Oh, he'll be done this week. With making the gate, I don't know when Wayne's gonna hang it, because what the fuck? Jesus Christ, what is that, a wolf?
Looks like a parked bear.
Oh my God, I know who that guy is, and that dog better not be living there. Jesus Christ, Mrs. Brady will fucking shit a goddamn brick. A fucking cinder block. No wonder he's walking in the middle of the fucking night. Oh man. How the hell does he expect to hide a dog that big? Dumb fuck, unless it belongs to a friend he's just watching it on a weekend or something. Kitty cat or a skunk or something over by that fucking dumpster.
Oh, well, let's see this thing.
Went behind and disappeared into the chassis of it.
Oh, yeah, so, like, what happened to the body of the car?
I cut it off. James only wants the frame and the motor and tranny and all that shit.
What's he going to do with it?
Take it apart in his house and save all the parts, I guess. I don't know. Whatever he does. And the Chevy motor says do, so. Alright, Scott. See if you're out next weekend.
See if my texting abilities,
Yeah, improve.
God. Never went through.
Until then, let's cut